Welcome to 12 to Your Health. I'm Dr. Derrick DeSilva. Are you experiencing skin issues or are you suffering from brittle hair and nails? Well, you may not be getting enough of the right nutrients. Certified nutritionist Evan Chait joins us now. He's the president and co-founder of Kinetic Physical Therapy and AccuWellness America, and he's here to discuss how vitamin deficiencies can affect you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I love talking to people like you. I mean, this is, this
you.
is so important that people just have got to understand this. So what do we see? Can we see things on the outside that reflect some vitamin deficiencies?
Totally, like old school physicians. They didn't need lab work to actually assess somebody. In natural medicine, what we do is we assess the body from many different avenues, right? We could actually look at somebody's nails and see if they're brittle. We could look at somebody's hair and see if it's flaky or not, right? We could also ask symptoms, like ask for your symptoms. What are some of the issues or challenges you have? Almost any problem from fibromyalgia to chronic disease could actually be vitamin deficiency.
So cracked lips, as we see on the screen right now, cracked lips or mouth, muscle cramps, eczema. Can you go through, for example, muscle cramps? What's the vitamin deficiency?
Typically, if we find muscle cramping, it's going to be a mineral deficiency. So we do something called a calcium cuff test in our clinic, and we put a blood pressure cuff around the calf, and if somebody has pain, with a certain amount of pumping up the cuff,
right?
A certain amount of pressure pumping up the cuff, they would have a calcium deficiency in our clinic.
Very good. So, go ahead.
And then we'd recommend a calcium supplement that would not be from a synthetic form. Like calcium, most calcium on the marketplace, 99% of it is calcium carbonate, which is a synthetic form of calcium.
It's very tough to digest an oyster shell, isn't it?
It is. It is. Very difficult.
So what are some of the good sources of calcium as far as our food goes?
I'm a huge fan of calcium lactate.
Okay.
All right, calcium lactate has two conversions to become calcium bicarbonate in the body.
Okay.
I also like silica. Silica for bone density is really, really good for you.
So when people have these sources, for example, I know you're a fan of whole foods. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, whole foods are different than synthetic foods. Most vitamins on the marketplace are synthetic in nature. So they don't have the cofactors, all the other nutrients that's involved in a vitamin. So whenever we have a vitamin that's synthetic, it actually leaches minerals and enzymes from the body itself. Whole foods don't do that. They come from real sources.
Better to get it from nature than from another source.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Pleasure to have you here with us. And by the way, folks, if you have any health questions you'd like to ask, please email them to me at 12thehealth@news12.com or head over to my Facebook page and you can post your question there. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here today. Here's a look at this week's Community Health Calendar.